guys, Jinxie here, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the new Lyralusk support coming this year and January of next year, because I am so excited that my birdies are getting some new support. Like, so excited, because you know I love my birdies and I love my Tri-Brigade, and I think this is going to take my deck to the next level. I hope, I think. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to start with the cards that are coming in the Brothers of Legend, which is set to release October 1st, 2021, if Konami doesn't change the dates on us, okay? So it's the Lyralusk Bird Strike. And what this card does is if you control a Lyralusk monster, you get to negate the effects of your opponent's face-up monsters. Need I say more? I know it's not a quick effect, so that is the only drawback to this card. But besides that, Yu-Gi-Oh is an effect game. If you can knock out the effects of your opponent's monsters, that helps you big time. It really does. I mean, if they can't get rid of that card, their effects go bye-bye. So all the other Lyrilusc cards, unfortunately, are not coming out until January 21st, 2022 in the Legendary Duelist Synchro Storm. And the first card I wanted to tell you guys about in that set is the Lyralusk Bird Call. This card is crazy. So it lets you take one Lyralusk monster from your deck and either add it to your graveyard or your hand. So you get to search for a card. And it also lets you special summon a Lyralusk monster with a different name from your hand. So I get to search my deck for a winged beast monster to add to my graveyard for fodder for my Tri-Brigade effect. And also get a Lyralusk summoned from my hand for free, basically. It's a win-win situation in my book. I mean, I can't see anything wrong with it. I'm pretty excited about that card. The next big one coming out in that set is Birds of a Feather. It allows you to target a Lyralusk monster you control and change the attack of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls to that target. So let's say I have an 1,000 attack Nightingale or a 500 attack Nightingale because I used one of her materials. I can change my opponent's monster's attack to 500. That makes them exceptionally weak, especially if they were stronger monsters. And I could knock them down. I would be able to, you know, kill monsters that I normally wouldn't be able to take down. It also has a graveyard effect that if Birds of a Feather is in the graveyard and your opponent declares an attack, you can change the attack of the attacking monster to your monster. So it ends up in a draw. But you do have to banish Birds of a Feather from your graveyard. But I think that's a good price to pay to protect your front line. The next card we have is the XC monster Lyrilusc Prom Thrush. So it takes 2 level 1 monsters, just like all the other Lyrilusc Exceeds, and it gains 500 attack for each material used, which again is very common to the other Xyzs that are in the Lyrilusc archetype. So once per turn, you can detach one material from this card and target a spell or trap your opponent controls and shuffle it back into the deck. That is pretty cool. It allows you to get a spell or trap off the field. So not a bad card to have. Next, we have what I'm most excited about, guys. This is the Lyrilusc Ensemble Robin. This card is banana sandwich, okay? So what this card lets you do, it lets you nope fill a special summon from your opponent. So it takes 2 level 1 monsters to XC summon just like the others, gains 500 attack for each material, very basic. However, you can detach a material from this card. So when your opponent tries to special summon a monster, except in the damage phase, you can just say, back to your hand. Get that card off of my field, talk to the hand, put that card back in your hand, because it will not allow them to summon. Best part about this card, it is not a once per turn effect, guys. So You try to special summon 3 cards as long as I have 3 materials? No. Put those cards back in your hand, boy. So I think that is pretty awesome. Also, I forgot, if the card is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card, you can target a Lyralusk monster in your graveyard and recycle it back to your hand. So pretty awesome, guys. Pretty awesome. So the next card works really well with Ensemble, which is why I saved this spell card for now. It is the Lyralusk Bird Sanctuary. And it's an odd card, but when you use it with Ensemble, it makes sense. You take 2 of your Xe monsters, and you can put one of the Xe monsters and all its material into the other Xe monster. So basically, if I have a Nightingale with 2 materials and Ensemble with 2 materials, I can combine Nightingale into Ensemble and have an Ensemble with, I believe, 5 materials, because don't you also count the Xe monster as a material at this point? So I could say nope 5 times to 5 special summons that my opponent tries to do. I think that is pretty cool. Just saying. Just saying. Pretty cool. Oh, also, if you control an Xe monster with 3 or more materials, you get to draw a card. So, pretty cool, huh? So the next 2 monsters are basic monsters, 1-star Lyriluscs. We have the Lyralusk Celeste Wagtail, which, if this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Lyralusk spell or trap from your deck to your hand. It's a spell or trap finder. What's wrong with that? Also, if this card's in your graveyard, you can target a Lyralusk Xe monster you control and attach this card as material. So let's go back to Ensemble, which I am definitely giving the highlight of this video. Let's say, okay, your opponent tries to special summon something. You say no, you detach Celeste Wagtail, put her in the graveyard. Oh, guess what? She gets to come right back. So you'd basically get 1 free use of your material for Ensemble, because it is an only once per turn thing. If it wasn't, Celeste would be broken. So, I mean, I'm glad there's that limit, but yeah, she can just recycle herself as an Xe material. Pretty cool. We also have Lyrilusc Barrel Canary, which if this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Lyrilusc monster in your graveyard and special summon both of them, the barrel and the card that's in the graveyard, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if it counts for Xe monsters. Okay, except Xe monsters. That is good to know. You cannot special summon back an Xe monster with this card. And you can only use it once per turn. A wind Xe monster that was summoned using this card as material gains 200 attack and cannot switch its position. So, you know, that's not that bad, I don't believe, for my birdies. Very excited about the support. Very excited to see some decks played with this. I actually have already made one for you guys in Dueling Books, and that's what we're going to go to next. I'm going to take you right on over to my computer, and we are going to go through that deck list and see what it's all about.
Okay, so this is the mock deck that I have made using the Tri-Brigade and the upcoming Lyrils from October and January sets. So of course I have 3 Fractal because he is the core of Tri-Brigade. I don't know why you would run anything less than 3 unless he gets limited, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I have 2 Kit, 2 Nerval. I dropped down to 1 Karis for this build, 3 Turquoise Warblers, the 1 Sapphire Swallow, 1 Cobalt Sparrow, and then I added 2 of the new Barrel Canary, and let me tell you why. It's because if this card is in your hand, you can target a Lyral in your graveyard and special summon both of them. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I think that's useful. And that carries on to Celeste, who, if this card is special summoned, you can add a Lyral spell trap from your deck to your hand. So let's say Celeste is in the graveyard. You can use Barrel's effect to special summon it. That's pretty cool. And on top of that, you'll get to find a spell or trap card. So I mean, that's pretty useful considering we have all these new Lyral spell cards down here that I will get to. So for hand traps, I have Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I really enjoy her, so she is in there. Then I have Frame Gear Set, so 3 Gammas and then the Frame Driver. It's just a good way to set up and protect yourself if you don't have anything on the field and your opponent floods the field. So moving on to those awesome spell cards I was telling you about, these are coming in the future sets, and I am really excited because first we will start with Lyralusk Bird Strike. Okay, what this lets you do is if you control a Lyralusk monster, you negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of the turn. Now, it's not a quick effect, unfortunately, but besides that, it is a pretty good card. Anything negating your opponent's effects is definitely a usable card, in my opinion. So next we have the Lyralusk Bird Sanctuary, which again is really good support. I probably should put 2 in here. Maybe drop down a Tinky and add another one of these. But the reason is it lets you take 2 Winged Beast Eggsy monsters you control and attach one of them to the other. And that will really come in handy with the new Lyralusk Ensemble, which I will talk about soon. Then I have the Lyralusk Bird Call, which it lets you add to your hand or deck or send to the graveyard a Lyralusk monster, and then you can special summon a Lyralusk monster with a different name from your hand. That just adds fodder for the Tri-Brigade banish summons to get your link monsters. So why would you not choose that? That is a great companion to the Tri-Brigade way of playing. So we have 1 Tri-Brigade Rendezvous. I think this is a really good card because it protects you. It gives you a little bit of support, and you can activate it, using Kit's graveyard effect. So put it to the graveyard, and, it will pretty much save a card that you have out. Fire Formation Tinky, still running 3. I could probably limit that down to 2. However, Fractal, like I said, is the core. So if you're playing the Tri-Brigade route, definitely want 3. 1 for 1. Pretty self-explanatory because all of my Birdies and Nerval are 1 star. So that pretty much explains itself. Called by the Grave. Target a monster in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. And if you do until the end of the next turn, its effects are negated. That's pretty awesome. A lot of people activate graveyard effects now. So, I mean, even I do. So that would be bad for me too. Foolish Burial. Don't really need to explain because it just gives me more fodder for my Fractal or Kit, or Nerval, or Karis combos. Any of my Tri-Brigades. Harpy's Feather Duster because it never hurts to have a destroy all spell and traps your opponent controls. I have been told that Cosmic Cyclone is also another good one, but you have to pay 1,000 life points for that, so I didn't put that in here. Infinite Impermanence, I've put 2, just because at my locals last weekend, this guy used this against me 3 times, and I would have won the duel if it hadn't been for Impermanence. So I added him in to see how it does. And then we have Tri-Brigade Revolt, of course, because I have my Bear Brum and it can search for that. And Revolt is just a great way to flood the field and get a Shiraig out if you have a lot of your Tri-Brigades already banished. So we'll go to the extra deck next. So the extra deck, we have, of course, a Shiraig, the Ominous Omen. We have a Rugal, the Silver Sheller. Tri-Brigade Farajit, the Barren Blossom. These are ones I know you've seen before. We have Bear Brum. Then we have a Lyralusk Assembled Nightingale, which she was already in my combo, but we still have her in here. Then we need to move on to the Lyralusk Ensemble Robin. This is a new card that I am super excited about. So listen to what this card does, guys. It gains 500 attack for each material attached to it, which isn't that much. That's pretty basic, right? But then if your opponent tries to special summon a monster, except during the damage step, you can detach 1 material from this card, target one of those monsters, and return it to their hand. It's a Nope bird. It's like, oh, you wanted to play? Nah, just return that to your hand. I don't want to see it on the field. My field, buddy, my field. So I really enjoy that. And even better, it is not a once per turn effect. So your opponent tries to special summon 3 monsters. As long as you have 3 XE materials, you can say nope to all 3 of them simultaneously. And going back to Lyrilusc Bird Sanctuary, that was the card that I said would work really good with Ensemble. So this allows you to attach one of your XE monsters and all their materials to the other. So you could have a Lyralusk Ensemble Robin with 6 nopes. Just like, no, you can't special summon any of those. Too bad, so sad. Which I think is a really cool mechanic. I think it'll be fun. I have 2 Lyrilusk Recital Starlings because, you know, the Lyrilusks are easy to get out. And I enjoy how all battle damage you take from battles involving this XE summon card is also inflicted to your opponent. So it's like, okay, yeah, you can kill me, but you're going to take the damage too. I got my boy Zeus because how can you not play Zeus in a deck with so many XE monsters? Come on. Ancient Warrior Oath, Double Dragon Lords plays really good with Tri-Brigade, so I kept that in there. Appaloosa, do I need to explain? Negate 4 board. Or Negate 3 board. Any Negate boards with her are amazing. Salaman Great Almirage, she only takes 1 monster to link summon, so he's pretty cool to have out there because he can save you. Then we have these 2 new cards, the Number F0 Utopic Future cards and Draco Future. I added these in here because of Utopic Draco Future's effect, which is crazy. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, kind of like Dragoon. And when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach a material and negate the activation. There is more negate power that you have going on here. So with Utopic Draco Future and Ensemble Robin, it's like, nope, your effects don't work and you can't summon monsters. Sorry. And then, of course, I threw in an access code talker because, I mean, he's pretty good all around. So just added him in there. Now, side deck really determines on your locals and where you play and who plays what decks. I added 3 Lightning Storm, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance because I got slaughtered by a Mystic Mindburn deck at locals last weekend, and it was so embarrassing. And this was the card that would have saved me, and I could not pull it for the life of me. I have 2 Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion because they're a great counter to like Tri-Brigade and stuff like that, and since they're so big, might as well play it in my deck. Got 1 Red Reboot, 3 Nibiru, 3 Artifact Lancia, and I added a Dino Wrestler Pankratops because he's actually a really good card, and I think he's good in this current meta. So that is what I have going on here. I still don't have Triple Tactics talent. I still haven't pulled any Forbidden Droplets or Ice Dragon's Prison. So wish me luck so that I will pull at least a Forbidden Droplet out of my OTS packs, maybe. Then I can sell it and buy the cheaper ones. Because that's how I roll. But seriously, this is it. I hope you like it. If there's anything you think I should replace, please put that down in the comments below. If there's anything I should take out, also put in the comments below, like that maybe it's unnecessary, unneeded. Tell me what you think about it. I really love my Birdies and I love my Tri-Brigades, so I'm really excited about this.
That is it for my impromptu Tri-Brigade Lyralusk deck with the new Lyralusk support coming out in October and January. Thanks for stopping by. Again, please add in the comments if there are any cards that you would take out, replace, add in, etc. I would love the feedback on my deck. It would definitely help me in the future. Thank you for stopping by again, and please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you liked my content, and maybe even ring my bell in the corner over there if you want to be notified when my next videos come out. Also be sure to follow me on Twitter because I am constantly on there. I may have a Twitter problem because I'm constantly on there. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a great night. Jinxie out.